almost all RVs are equipped with some kind of a forced air furnace. The bigger they are, the higher the BTU rating. This is an example, Bill, of what's typically found in RVs that are probably moderate size, right?
Yeah, typical 30,000 BTU forced air unit.
Right. So some of the RVs that if they're smaller, they'll have the direct vent type where the circulation, the heat will come out of the front, and we're going to talk about that a little later. But for right now, let's talk about the pretty much the quintessential forced air furnace with the ducting and all the components that go with it. So give me a little bit of a rundown on how these things work.
And there's several different models of these. This is the NT series by Suburban, been around for a long time. They have an SF series with a little different style, and Atwood has a little different style. Mm-hmm. Inside here, the components are all inside. Combustion chamber, the propane, you have a valve, you've got circuit board, basic switches that make it work.
That's right, but this model here, for access, you have to go inside your rig. The other models you can access from the outside.
Some of them you can, like some of the SF series and the Atwood, certainly right. You can do that. But this one you have to take the cover off and then you have to pull the whole unit out of there.
It's really not that difficult. You just got to know what you're doing.
You know, it's not, but some of the manufacturers kind of put stuff in front of it, invariably there'd be a cabinet in the way or something.
Almost all the time there's something in the way.
And these things, these forced air units, they're comfortable, let's say, like we're talking about comfort heating. They're not overly efficient, but they are comfortable.
That's right, and they work off of propane, and they're powered by 12-volt DC power.
Right.
But you can, if you have a park model, if you want one that's powered by 120, you can also get it.
Yeah, they do have park models with an AC motor that'll last longer. A lot of people live in RVs, and they're using a heater all the time, especially in a colder climate.
So anyway, the basic components, you've got a combustion chamber here, you've got a squirrel cage that moves the air, you've got a few other switches and components in here, which we're going to discuss a little bit later.
Yeah, and these things are really, if you maintain them, take care of them, do the maintenance, if there's any problem, check them right away. They're 100% safe. They're vented to the outside. You should never have a problem.
Right, okay, so now we've just talked a little bit about what's inside of this thing, but you got to get the air from here into the rest of the rig, so it has to be distributed, in some way, so it's even throughout all the different parts of the RV.
Sure, and some of them are. You can floor duct these. You'll see this is your.
Oh,
basic,
you have a floor duct here.
Yeah, this is a basic floor duct here, and then you'll have your flexible ducting here. You have these will go on the side here. Your ducting comes off of that.
And then you can go either to the floor, or you can go inside the
right
side
to these, the wall registers. You'll see those throughout the unit, and you have to have so many of them on these. You can't block these off because without the airflow, it'll burn the motor out.
In this furnace, for instance, there are 4 outlets, and I believe you have to have at least 3 of these operating.
At least 3 operating at one time.
Exactly. So so now we have heat being distributed throughout the rig, and how do we control the temperature?
The thermostats, of course. I mean, here's your basic analog thermostat. It's just got a little button on the top here. You can it's a basic temperature. It doesn't really, it's not real accurate. Here's a digital, a little more accurate. You can set your up and down button. We don't have power to this, so there's not going to be a readout, but you can set this thing pretty accurately.
Right. Later we'll talk a little bit about how thermostats work, and we'll get into some of the more elaborate styles that are out there.
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Bill.